Hello everyone, Donut here, and welcome to another edition of They Finally Caught That Guy Who'd Been Jacking Off on Women Without Their Permission for Decades. Nope, I'm not talking about Louis C.K., I'm talking about 59-year-old Michael Morris. Reports state that Michael Morris began his crimes by creeping up to random women. He didn't speak to them or touch them. He throws his semen on them. Well, that's fucking gross. He's been doing it for decades with, I can only imagine, countless victims, Leahy County Judge Robert Steinberg said. This psychopathic semen assaulting suspect pled no contest to throwing his jizz on 3 women in the past 2 years. Judge Steinbeck said that he had been doing this for over 40 years. Reports also stated that until 2006, no law classified semen throwing as a sex offense. In 1993, for instance, he was charged with simple assault for squirting semen from a perforated condom onto a woman inside the Warren County supermarket. He's also thrown it from small squirt bottles, a prosecutor previously said. That's pretty gross. Not only was he just throwing his semen on women, but it was premeditated semen squirting. He has been charged repeatedly with disorderly conduct, the judges said, because the crime hasn't matched the behavior. If prosecutors couldn't pin a sexual offense on him, they should have just pushed for a new law altogether. Call it Morris's Law. Article 3, subsection 2, you cannot shoot baby batter on women in public. Penalty, death, because that's a dick move. Literally and figuratively. The judge gave this serial semen squirter a sentence of 6 years in state prison. Speaking of the baby batter, I came across a pretty funny article this morning that has nothing to do with policing, but we're going to talk about it anyways because this article included one of the funniest videos that I've seen about the Hawaii missile hoax. Pornhub.com released some statistics about the traffic on their website around the time that the missile hoax occurred the other day. Miraculously, when people thought they were going to die, they stopped whacking it, but as soon as the hoax was over, the views went right back up. I guess that is one way to relieve stress after you think you're going to be vaporized. As I said, this has really nothing to do with crime, but the video that I found in this article might involve a little wacky tobacco.
Looking for the missile. Are you the missile? Are you the missile?
Next up, Florida man is back. Pasco County deputies were searching for the notorious Florida man when Florida man thought that he could outsmart deputies by jumping off of the balcony of the 2nd floor of an apartment building. Police looking for an attempted murder suspect, there's no way they would cover the rear exit. The suspect, Mr. Rashad Walker, jumped basically into a deputy's hands.
Clear blue skies and then plop.
Hey! Get out! Get around! On your belly!
I believe I can fly.
Next up, we're going to take a look at a story from our British brothers. Oh shit, I'm going to get sued now. British brothers and sisters, excuse me. First up, I want to say before we get into this story that I have nothing against female officers. I love female officers. 2 of my FTOs were female officers, but this story is utter bullshit. A British female police officer sued and successfully won £15,000 from a department she was trying to take a canine test for. Reports state that she had kept up with her colleagues through the 3.5-hour test, but when it came to the part where she had to carry her dog 100 meters, she just couldn't do it. A lot of people can't do that. You fail the test, you go back, you get stronger, you work out harder, you come back and you kick that test's ass. Reports state that an employment tribunal ruled that the test was biased against women as it expected them to reach the same physical standards as men. I disagree. I believe that becoming a canine officer requires a certain amount of agility and strength, and if you can't reach those standards, then you shouldn't do it. During the tribunal, employment judge Martha Street told the hearing, the point is women were more likely to fail. Negative. People who are too weak to take the test were more likely to fail. I just think it's bullshit. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I'll be sure and leave the link so you can take a look at the story yourself. Next up, we have another story involving canines, but this time it doesn't involve someone who couldn't pass a physical test and thought the best possible option was to sue their department. Middleton, Ohio police received calls of 2 people climbing a fire escape to break into an old hotel. Doing some training only a few blocks away were 12 canine handlers and their canine partners. They must have heard the call involving the B&E in progress because all 12 handlers decided to go check it out. Can you just imagine all you want to do is steal a little copper, a victimless crime, and suddenly you're surrounded by 12 canines. A few of the dogs went inside of the building while the rest of the dogs stayed outside and set up a perimeter. The 2 burglars were found on the 2nd floor of the building. Reports state that the look on their face was priceless. Next up, we're going to take a look at a use of force report that an anonymous officer said that I could use in this video. Use of force reports are something that you have to fill out, well, when you use force. Physical force was used in the case of the possum for the safety of officers and residents. Proper baton strikes were utilized to incapacitate the possum for the safe removal from the residents. 5 proper baton strikes were used to render the possum to a state of safe removal.
Let's go outside with the rest of them damn possums.
I just want to throw out that if there are any officers out there that have any funny stories, videos, pictures, reports that you want to send me anonymously that won't get you in trouble or me in trouble, please send them. Last but not least, we're going to take a look at the YouTube comments from my video, How Russian Police Deal with Barricaded Suspects. Chanka saved us. In Russia, there are no hostages. Why couldn't they shoot him in the legs with the tank? Police are so racist. American police, man, we got all this military surplus stuff and we use it to save lives. And our people are saying we are getting too militarized. We only want to protect people. Russian police, hold my vodka, comrade. There are hostages to be rescued. Distant explosions. But is that tank equipped with a taser? I think Russia is very effective in getting people out of houses and facilities. Rush barricaded suspects. American police, stop resisting. Russian police, stop existing. Why couldn't they just tase the 40 hostage takers? Cool. Fuse is starting to make a lot more sense. There can't be a hostage situation if there are no hostages. In Soviet Russia, we barricade you. Something I did learn directly after I put this video out is the chemical that they pumped into the movie theater during the Moscow theater crisis was fentanyl. As in the stuff dealers are putting into heroin that's killing the hell out of people. They basically gave everyone inside of the building a huge heroin overdose. I also got something that you never see in YouTube comments, and that's useful information. Someone explained to me in the comments that because paramedics on scene didn't have enough Narcan or opiate blockers, that's why so many civilians died. Everyone, this is Donut. I hope that everyone is making it through this terrible, awful, disgusting blizzard we're having down south. We had an inch of snow where I live and every school shut down. Please have a fantastic day.